20 Best Success Books Everybody Ought to Read. Refresh 2022. You can't succeed alone. Also, you can't stand to attempt things and analysis with everything without help from anyone else. Can we just look at things objectively? Life is short. If you want more tips to be wealthy and happy, subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell. Your thumbs up is also fully appreciated. Elon Musk is an energetic reader, and when asked how he figured out how to construct rockets, he said, "I read books." Thus, moving right along, here is my rundown of the 20 best achievement books that have changed my life. Number 20. Awaken, the Giant Within. I accept I don't need to present Tony Robbins. He's the easily recognized name in the self-awareness industry. Tony began when he was 17 and he distributed Awaken, the Giant Within in 1993. Indeed, it is an old book, yet all the same and exemplary regardless. It is a thick book, yet I truly do partake in the tips and procedures Tony Robbins has remembered for this book. In the event that you haven't perused this book yet, kindly do as such. Also, in the wake of going through the book, let me know how it has transformed you. Number 19. You Are a Badass. Shockingly, this book is not difficult to peruse and contains a lot of valuable tips to apply. In actuality, an enormous piece of the book is devoted to dominating your psyche, your inner mind. But since Jen is a productive essayist, she made the book enjoyable to peruse and simple to process. It is a book that you can peruse the end of the week and feel propelled to make a move after that. Number 18. Grit, the Power of Passion and Perseverance. Grit is a renowned book and a success composed by Angela Duckworth, a well-known clinician and teacher at the College of Pennsylvania. In the book, Duckworth will take you through her exploration for making the way to progress. What's more, she found that it was coarseness that decides somebody's prosperity. Coarseness is a trademark that joins energy and diligence. Assuming you are energetic about what you do and have high persistence for the assignment/objective/project, you are supposed to be grittier. Number 17. The Success Principles. This is a smash hit book that was composed by the writer who made a distributing peculiarity through his Chicken Soup book series. The Success Principles is a well-known book by Jack Canfield, a name that needn't bother with a presentation. This book is not difficult to peruse, engaging, and extraordinary simultaneously. The standards partook in the book are not excessively complicated. They are straightforward rules that anybody can observe. I viewed this book as exceptionally persuasive. Jack Canfield covers pretty much every part of outcome in this book. From getting a sense of ownership with your life to rehearsing the standard of 5, my number 1 rule for progress. You will find this book resembles a reference book of accomplishment. Canfield partitioned the book into 6 areas as underneath. The Essentials of Progress. Change yourself for progress. Fabricate your prosperity group. Make effective connections. Achievement and cash. Outcome in the advanced stage. Peruse this book in the event that you are significant about making more noteworthy progress in your life. Number 16. Rich Dad Poor Dad. You might like Robert Kiyosaki, however I accept Rich Dad Poor Dad is a book that reverberates with a large number. Indeed, the data shared by Kiyosaki in the book is sensible and many individuals can relate it to their own lives. What's more, along these lines, the book turned out to be immediately turned into a blockbuster. Whether or not both Rich Father and Unfortunate Father referenced by Kiyosaki exist truly, it doesn't make any difference. The book rouses. Furthermore, it can change your life as it might. An extraordinary book assists you with understanding how cash and money work throughout everyday life. This book has enlivened numerous to begin their excursion to independence from the rat race. Number 15. The One Thing. The One Thing gives you an extremely straightforward way to deal with carrying on with a useful and effective life in view of asking the centering inquiry and disposing of interruptions. This book is short, and you can peruse it at a time, however I prescribe you not to. All things considered, read, stop, contemplate, and take whatever number notes as could be expected under the circumstances. The thoughts shared by Keller in the book are significant. Quite possibly of the most adroit thought I enjoyed the most from the book is that huge doesn't be guaranteed to should be something troublesome or muddled. It doesn't imply that you need to work 10x as difficult to deliver 10x outcomes. At the point when we think and discuss making huge progress, many will relate large with troublesome, muddled, enormous exertion, and something difficult to accomplish. This is an off-base thought. Huge needn't bother with to be troublesome or convoluted. Also, Keller proceeded to make sense of how anybody can make large progress by beginning little, similar to the cascading type of influence. One more key example I gained from the one thing is the methodology to time block. This strategy incredibly builds my efficiency and assists me with finishing things without tarrying. Number 14. The Magic of Thinking Big. This is another exemplary achievement book from David Schwartz, a persuasive orator, essayist, and mentor. The book was first distributed in 1959, I know, it was from quite some time ago. Notwithstanding, the data in the book is as genuine regardless appropriate in this day and age. The main example I gained from the wizardry of reasoning large is that achievement begins with your reasoning. Furthermore, you should imagine something truly mind-blowing and accept that you can accomplish your fantasies. A genuine model represented by Schwartz in the book was the point at which he requested that his understudies consider ways of finishing the jail framework in the country. From the get-go, every one of his understudies slammed his thought and said that the jail framework was essential, and the nation would be in tumult with lawbreakers set free. Yet, after Schwartz requested that his understudies accept that it was feasible to dispose of jail, thoughts began to stream and come up. Number 13. Start with Why. This is another smash hit book that I suggest you read. You believe should take care of business that moves and influences the world, correct? Also, this book will show you how, by beginning with your why. In the book, Simon Sinek will make sense of the brilliant circle model and show you how unbelievable people like Martin Luther Lord Jr. Furthermore, Steve occupations had the option to make phenomenal outcomes and impacted the world. All since they began with a why. Here is a definitive example I gained from this book. To make uncommon outcome throughout everyday life, you should begin with a why. For instance, to construct an effective business, your business needs to make sense of why you make it happen, not how you get it done. Number 12. Essentialism, the disciplined pursuit of less. We have been conditioned to trust that to accomplish more, we want to invest more energy. Be that as it may, this isn't true. You don't need to invest more energy and work to twofold your outcomes. In this book, Greg McKeown will show you how. One of the models I cherish the most from the book is about a gathering of youngsters who went climbing. For the gathering to move quicker, they need to think inventively and concoct ways how to do that. For example, the gathering circulated their packs so that young men with greater physical makeups convey heavier burdens. And afterward they likewise placed the slowest in the gathering at the front of the line. Why? Indeed, you need to peruse the book to find out. Number 11. Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. In any case, this is a monetary book that discussions about cash, right? All things considered, I believe that cash is a significant piece of life. Furthermore, we as a whole hunger for to turn out to be monetarily effective throughout everyday life, correct? This is a little book that you can peruse inside several hours. In the book, Harv Eker will show you 17 outlooks on how rich individuals think, and how you ought to foster a similar mindset. What I love about this book is that Eker doesn't simply show you the standards, yet he incorporated a great deal of genuine models. Number 10. Numerical Equation. In this book, Elrod makes sense of how by settling on these two choices, you can accomplish anything you need throughout everyday life. Also, Elrod shows you a lot of instances of how he applied the standards he partook in the book and completely changed him. Perusing this book will cause you to feel propelled. It will cause you to accept that you can accomplish large things, which you truly can. Number 9. Tiny Habits, the small changes that change everything. The following book I suggest is tied in with building propensities, small propensities. The vast majority of us trust that to make extraordinary progress, we really want to do huge things, such as going with an intense choice, and so on. Be that as it may, it doesn't have to constantly be enormous and striking. In this smash hit book, B.J. Fogg, the writer of this book who is likewise a conduct researcher at Stanford will show you how change doesn't have to begin huge and striking. You can change your life by rolling out little improvements, through creating minuscule propensities. Here is an extraordinary model. You don't need to head out to the rec center and turn out for an hour to get fit. In the book, Fogg fostered a little propensity for doing 2 push-ups after each washroom. After he goes to the restroom and flushes the latrine, he will do 2 push-ups. Furthermore, guess what? He shed 20 pounds by simply focusing on that little propensity. As may be obvious, achievement doesn't have to begin large. You simply have to begin little. Number 8. The 12-Week Year. The 12-Week Year is a must-peruse book for any individual who needs to achieve more. This book is about how to appropriately arrange for what you need and accomplish more in a year. With regards to putting forth an objective, the vast majority will define a yearly objective. That is perhaps of the greatest error individuals make. Yearly/yearly objectives don't actually work. A review from Scranton College saw that as just 8% of individuals who set fresh new goals effectively accomplish them. Furthermore, you understand what that implies? Try not to define yearly objectives or fresh new goals. You ought to set something with a more limited time period. Very much like the book proposes, you need to carry on with a 12-week year. Rather than laying out a yearly objective, put forth a 12-week objective. Number 7. High Performance Habits. Brendan Burchard is known as the world's driving superior execution mentor. What's more, his book, Elite Execution Propensities, was a Money Road Diary blockbuster, and Amazon named it one of the main 3 best business and initiative books of 2017. As I would see it, this is a tremendous book. Also, Brendan uncovers the best and strong propensities for accomplishing max execution. This is on the grounds that Brendan has a colossal data set of supporters and has worked with various clients, giving him special admittance to knowledge into the world's top entertainers. Not at all like different books about propensities, this book is thick and functional. We as a whole realize that our propensities decide our outcomes. Thus, if you need to make incredible progress, figure out how to foster the right propensities that will get you there. Number 6. The 4 Disciplines of Execution. At any point can't help thinking about why a great many people procrastinated on their objectives? We as a whole have dreams and objectives, however the issue is that the greater part of us don't do what is important to obtain the outcomes we want. In this book, The 4 Disciplines of Execution, the 3 co-writers, Chris McChesney, Jim Hewling, and Sean Bunch will tell you the best way to lay out objectives the correct way and afterward assist you with adhering to your objectives. These are the 4 disciplines you ought to follow to accomplish anything you need in your life. Zero in on the stunningly significant. Follow up on the lead measures. Keep a convincing scoreboard. Make a rhythm of responsibility. In the event that you can adhere to these 4 disciplines, you can accomplish anything you need. If you want more tips to be wealthy and happy, subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell. Your thumbs up is also fully appreciated. Number 5. Switch, How to Change Things When Change is Hard. This book is about the study of achievement. The writers of this book, Chip and Dan Heath, did a lot of exploration to present to you what genuinely works and what doesn't. As I would like to think, this book is a must-peruse for anybody who needs to make genuine outcome throughout everyday life. Since this book isn't just about the standards or inspiration, it is about investigations and examination. This book will tell you the best way to make change simpler. There are 3 parts to roll out an improvement conceivable. The rider. The elephant. The way. The rider is the objective side of the cerebrum. The elephant is the close-to-home side. The way is the condition or encompassing that makes change conceivable. Number 4. The Compound Effect. Composed by Darren Strong, the distributor of Accomplishment magazine. This large thought in this book is strong: how to make unprecedented progress through little and steady endeavors. I bet you have known about the renowned turtle versus the bunny story, correct? This book shows you how you can win throughout everyday life, regardless of whether you are a turtle. Through the force of compounding, Darren makes sense of how you don't need to go through enormous changes to accomplish major objectives throughout everyday life. You can begin little, by sustaining the right everyday propensities and utilizing the compound impact to kick in. Quote from The Compound Effect. Achievement isn't a run, however a long-distance race. Could you at any point persevere? Number 3. The Millionaire Fast Lane. Here is one more book on making monetary progress, The Tycoon Fast Lane. As a matter of fact, this book isn't just about making riches, however the standards and stories shared by the writer, M. J. DeMarco, are exceptionally connected with making, generally speaking, progress throughout everyday life. In this book, M. J. will show you the genuine technique that will assist you with making genuine abundance. As indicated by M. J., there are 3 streets to riches: the sluggish path, the side path, and the fast track. Everything relies upon which street you are going on. It doesn't make any difference what you do. In the event that you picked some unacceptable path, you would obtain some unacceptable outcomes. Furthermore, if you need to make abundance quick and resign youthful, you should venture to every part of the fast track. Number 2. Atomic Habits. This book is inside and out on the grounds that reasonable shows models from research and furthermore incorporates lots of examinations. Atomic Habits is an incredible book that you would rather not pass up. Every one of the ideas, standards, and tips referenced in the book are upheld by science and studies. Furthermore, on the off chance that you beware of Amazon, you will see that this book has north of 5,000 surveys, and astonishingly, as much as 88% of the relative multitude of audits are 5 stars. This book is simply mind-blowing. It is a book I emphatically prescribe any individual who needs to make progress to peruse. Begin by growing little propensities. With slow improvement, regardless of whether it is at 1%, after some time, the impact will compound and spill over. Number 1. The 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene. Amoral, cunning, ruthless, and instructive, this multi-million copy New York Times bestseller is the definitive manual for anyone interested in gaining, observing, or defending against ultimate control, from the author of The Laws of Human Nature. In the book that People magazine proclaimed beguiling and fascinating, Robert Greene and Ju Stelfers have distilled 3,000 years of the history of power into 48 essential laws by drawing from the philosophies of Machiavelli, Sun Tzu, and Karl von Clausewitz, and also from the lives of figures ranging from Henry Kissinger to P.T. Barnum. Some laws teach the need for prudence. Law 1, never outshine the master. Others teach the value of confidence. Law 28, enter action with boldness, and many recommend absolute self-preservation. Law 15, crush your enemy totally. Every law, though, has one thing in common: an interest in total domination. In a bold and arresting 2-color package, the 48 Laws of Power is ideal whether your aim is conquest, self-defense, or simply to understand the rules of the game. If you want more tips to be wealthy and happy, subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell. Your thumbs up is also fully appreciated.